Hello and welcome. Here we are, the Beginner's Guide to G Suite for Google Tasks. Maria and I are here this morning in down under time at 11 a.m. for Australians here and elsewhere, probably midnight. So welcome everyone. Let's see, Maria, will you introduce yourself first? You're the one leading this.
Hi, I'm Maria Etheridge. I'm from Lakes Entrance, Victoria, so I'm coastal, as is Leslie. I'm a STEM primary teacher. I'm a Google certified trainer, just new, minted, and Google Innovator and GEG Local and GEG Global Leader.
Thank you, Maria.
Leslie,
I'm Leslie
tell us
Altmann.
about yourself.
I'm Leslie Altmann. I'm Digital Learning Mentor here in New South Wales, Australia. I am a certified trainer and certified innovator. That's where I met Maria at Sydney 19. I am one of the co-founders of Global GEG, and I'm a local GEG leader here in New South Wales. And this is really exciting because I want to learn a lot more about tasks, and Maria said she'd show me. So for our agenda here, what we thought we'd do is just approach it very simply. These are the questions I asked Maria. What, are Google Tasks? Where can I find them? And how can they help me? Because I'm a Post-it note girl. She's got to really turn me from Post-it notes to Google Tasks. And I want to know how to set up a task so it's effective for me. So let's have a look at the next slide. So what are Google Tasks? So that's the question I asked Maria. So I made a little GIF up to ask her, was this the right thing to do? And I did a little bit of research, and Maria helped me offline and said that it's a great to-do list. So I can set it for a day, a month, or a year. I can add details to the note, which is great because Post-it notes only come in one or more sizes. I can set reminders, and that's great because after a few days, my Post-it notes actually drift off my desktop because the heat gets to them. And Maria said that I can access any other G Suite app using tasks. So she's on a roll here. She has to really prove this to me. So let's have a look at the next slide. And I wasn't sure where to find it. So I did a little bit of research and I opened up my Gmail and there it was. I was able to, and I created this little GIF because I've been having computer issues. So I found it on the right-hand side just by clicking on that little icon there, and it opens up a brand new tab. If it's the first time you've used it, it will talk you through creating your first task. So if we go to the next slide, I think I had a couple more questions to ask Maria before we got started. So I wanted to know how tasks could help me. Why are they better than using Post-it notes? So the next slide will show you that I'm a true Post-it note girl. And I went through, I had a look to see I could add descriptions, I could add a little bit of detail, just like a Post-it note, but what else can it do for me? And Maria said she'd show me this morning. So Maria, can you share your screen with us and let's see how we can use tasks.
Fantastic. Thanks, Leslie. So as Leslie was saying, if I'm going to convert you from Post-it notes into the digital world, the advantage of using Google Tasks is it's across devices. So if you enter your task list or your individual task on your desktop, for example, you'll also be able to access that on your mobile device. So for me, I always use it for my shopping list. It's my given, but there is a lot of other ways that I also use it, and I'll demonstrate that right now. So as you can see here is the little task icon, and I'm in my Gmail. So you can also get this icon when you're looking at your calendar. You'll have it coming up here. And also if you're looking at your 9 magic dots or waffle or app launcher.
Chocolate box or chocolate box.
Or the chocolate box, yeah. Right. So to start with, I've already got a few in there. I will just show you first of all how to add a task. So you can see here, you just click on add a task. It is that straightforward. Then I can put in a task. This is under just my task, so I'll write letter. Okay, then I can go into the edit and I can add details. I can add a date and time so I get reminders, and I can add subtasks to the main detail there. I can also change it to a different list. I'm going to talk about creating lists in a moment. So it's that straightforward. Once I've done it, there I go.
So once you've created the task and you can add details to it and you can create sublists, why would I create a sublist to a task?
So, for example, if I was, okay, I'll give you an example. In my shopping list, I may want to write in my shopping list cake ingredients. And then I know everything in this, all these subtasks are going to be things that I need just for this cake ingredient. But I may have other things on my shopping list.
I see. Oh, that's really good. I didn't realise that the subtasks were that useful. Okay.
Yeah. Now what I will demonstrate is how to create a new list. So up here you can see the drop arrow, and they're all the different lists. So if I go on to click create new list, I can create a new list, invites. Sounds like I'm in a party mode here, but
yeah, go for it. Party girl, party girl.
The email. Yeah, check my spelling. You get the gist. So
okay.
When I go back to my task list, I can also see how you can see these little 6 little dots here. That gives me the ability to move around my task list. So if my priority is my shopping, I can put that on the top. So all of these can be moved around as well.
And the subtasks are collapsed within that shopping list or those other tasks.
Correct. Yep.
Cool.
You can see that's okay. Yep.
So what are the boxes for on the left-hand side of the task? The box on the left-hand side, your upper left.
Yeah, well done. So these here are once I have, when I'm shopping, once I've completed them, I just tick them off and they disappear. So you can see that. At the bottom, they will be all the things that will be completed. But I can also, the arrow, I can go back onto that and see the things that I have already completed. So you have the option to delete them right off, or you may want to untick them and bring them back up. If, for example, for your shopping list, if it's something that's repetitive, like milk and bread is a staple, you can always bring them back up, ready for your next shopping list.
Well, now that's really, really handy. Does anyone else create a list and then purposefully put 2 or 3 items at the top of the list that you've already done so you can tick them off? It makes you kind of feel better. I'd be doing that.
Yeah, I really like having things ticked off. And, you know, in the olden, you know, way before I was a tech user, I used to write lists. So I'm very list orientated and I get great satisfaction out of having things completed.
Okay, so whenever I need like a reminder, I go and look at tasks. Does it come anywhere? Does it give me any other option? Does it remind me? How do I have to go into tasks every time I need to know what I need to know?
No, so tasks will automatically remind you, just like, say, a calendar event would remind you, whatever you have your notifications set up, and that will be the same with your phone, your desktop. It's up to you to put those settings in place.
So it will come along into my calendar? Will it appear in my Gmail? Can I access it? Well, you accessed it in Gmail, so I can access it in calendar as well?
Yes, you can access it in calendar. These bars are calendar, the keep and tasks will be along for calendar as well, just that little sidebar.
What about the other apps? Say if I'm working on a slide deck and I remember something, do I have to go back into Gmail to add something to my task list? Will it appear on the right-hand side?
You'll have to get it through your 9 magic dots.
Oh, okay. Right. Okay. So what other tips have you got for using tasks? I've got a lot of ideas now already.
There was something else I was going to talk about. Gone through creating lists, clearing it. Oh, one other option. Another little benefit of tasks is there is a great that it syncs really well within Gmail and tasks. So if there was an email that had a task attached to it, all I need to do is click on that email. I can click on the email and I can drag and drop that into a task. And then I've still got the ability to add a reminder date or add any subtask to it. So, for example, I could add a date and a time and then add a subtask saying follow up through a Google Meet or something like that. So that is really handy if you know you're going to need further action on an email. You can complete it on your to-do list on your task, which I think is pretty cool.
Excellent. So if you sent me a task to do through an email, if you said, we need to meet tomorrow, we need to talk about this, that, and the other, I don't have to create my own task. All I do is drag it across, it becomes a new task, and I can add more details to it.
Yep. And then you could add that into already a task list that you have, or you could create a new task list and add it that way. So, and you've still got your original email there. So you've got that there for reference as you drag it across. So it's really quite an advantage.
Okay, excellent. These are great tips. Yes, let's see what's happening in the chat here. Yeah, there are some great tips there. So everyone's pleased about these little handy ideas for tasks. I'm going to use tasks a lot more. I haven't dabbled too much, and now I'm going to start setting notifications in my Gmail, and so my calendar will show up because I need little reminders in my calendar a lot. So are there any other tips that you wanted to share before we go back to the slide deck?
There is one other thing. We've got it on the slide deck. There is a extension, but it's a paid extension called Taskboard, but I'm just putting it out there to inform viewers. So the Taskboard allows you to have a dashboard of all your lists, but it also gives you the ability to customize the color, so different lists for different lists, but it also allows you to share your list with other people.
Okay, so if we have a look at the slide deck, did you take a screenshot of that?
Yes, I did, and I've added a thing link to it so people can see the steps that they need to take.
It's not that we're advocating to go out and buy something, but you might be in a school that this is available, and so you may as well take advantage of that if it's available in your school. I haven't got that, so I'm just going to be able to use tasks to a great advantage for me. So that's great. Yeah. Thank you, Maria. Yeah. Thank you. So if you were wondering what that extra thing in your school account was, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
So what's our next slide? I think I added, Maria's got some extra resources there. So when you do get this slide deck, you'll be able to go back, watch the video, but you'll be able to go back and look at the slide deck as well. I added these keyboard shortcuts in. With shortcuts, they need to be handy for you. I don't know all shortcuts for every app, for every function on my machine, but I do try to learn one or two so it makes my work more fluent. So there might be 1 or 2 keyboard shortcuts that you're going to set yourself as a challenge to learn, and it's always great to have those up your sleeve. So what's on the next slide? I think we were just about running out of resources there.
Yeah, that's just the task board that I was speaking about. So you can have a look through the thing link. It will be all there. It's hyperlinked, available for you, just to be aware of what's out there.
Absolutely. And as I said, if it's in your school, that's what it is. That's what it's going to be able to do. So are there any questions that were in the chat? I'm just going to move this slide deck a little bit. Stephanie Rothstein has said, do you think keep for visual and task for written? What do you think, Maria?
Yeah, I agree with that. I 100%. Tasks I refer to as the old traditional list and cross out, and keep, I think, is all for my visual stuff. That keep is very, very much set up for visual display.
Okay, I'm just going back through the chat here to see if there were any other questions.
They are questioning about the 9 magic dots I've got coloured. Yes, it is an extension for those out there questioning that.
Okay then. Look, that's been great, Maria, and we promised it was going to be short and sweet, and we really thank everyone for coming along and asking these questions, because I think I'm going to go back in and practice this afternoon on tasks. So I can tell you what, I was watching something the other day, and it's called a waterfall chat. So everyone get ready and place in the chat what you use tasks for. Don't press enter yet. I'm going to give you a 5-second countdown. Put in the chat what you use tasks for. Now, 5. Leslie is such an awesome student. Thanks, Mel. Okay, 5-second countdown, and I want you to press enter so you can share all at once how you use tasks. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hit enter. Let's see. What do you use tasks for? Notice I didn't put anything in yet because I am not a task user yet. Yet is a big word. Projects. Replace post-its. Yeah, okay, I'm working on that. Thank you, thank you, Jennifer. Reminders, shopping, projects. Everyone's pressed enter. Okay, all right. I've got some ideas. Thank you. I've not currently. Yes, me too, Kerry. Yeah, I'm with you. We ought to get to chat later on this afternoon, and yep, investigating. Yep, definitely, Kerry. Okay, then. So what's on our next slide? I think we're coming towards the end. Big drum roll. We've done the questions. There it is, and thanks very much. It's short and sweet. Sorry, Darren, that's not a pun, but it's. Thank you all so much for coming. We've had awful computer issues here today, and the 3 of us, Reshma has been wonderful. She's kept us on track. All 3 of us are limping along with very bad computers. So we really appreciate you coming along, and please share this, the beginner series, with other people, because there's loads and loads of great tips. And there's a feedback form there that it's coming along your screen now. And it will be in the chat as well, I think, as Reshma put it in. She has. She's our girl. Thank you so much, Reshma, and thank you everyone for coming along and sharing this half hour with us. So bye for now, and thanks. Don't forget to have a look at the trees. Keep going.